Hello everyone, welcome back to this video series on how to make a car in Autodesk Fusion 360. Okay, gonna keep the updates shorter this time. So update number 1 is that we have crossed 3,220 subscribers and we are on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Hopefully by the end of this year, let's see if we can make it happen. Really grateful for your support. Update number 2 is that I'm still working on the Patreon projects. Hopefully I'll come out with the video by the end of this week to showcase more on what is running through my mind at the moment. Number 3 is that I will most probably be doing another live next Monday, which is on the 7th of August. But this is yet to be confirmed. And also what we're going to be building is also yet to be confirmed. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. With those aside, let's get back to this video series. Cool. So in the previous video, we focused on the front section of this car. And in the previous video, I said that this video would hopefully be a little bit more simpler. And it definitely can be. You can still go ahead and make the splines and patch them in a very similar fashion to what we've already done. But in this video, I also want to try and use the sweep feature to try and patch up these surfaces. So the sweep feature and the loft feature. I believe we've used the loft feature once in a previous tutorial, but I'm going to try and use the sweep feature as well. What I would encourage you to do is pause this video and try and make the two doors over here by yourself. See how you do, and then come back to this video and see how I've done them. If you've done something similar, awesome. If you've done something different, please let me know, and I would love to give it a shot as well. So let's get started. So let's create a sketch on the side plane, of course, enabling 3D sketch. I'm going to go to Surface, create sketch on the side plane. Oh, sorry, we're already in the sketch. Yep. Okay, and I'm going to create the fit point spline. And what I want to do is I actually want to make this spline over here. So I'm going to turn, and I'm going to select that over there. Come back to the right view, and I'm going to imagine that this line has been extended all the way back till somewhere here. Okay, and what I also want to do is from the top view ensure that it's in the right 3D space. So I'm going to bring this down by 90, press OK, and now I can go ahead and click on the green dots and maneuver the tangents. So I'm now going to make sure that this line is somewhat similar to the one matching on the blueprint like that. I'm going to go ahead and press OK. See how it looks from the top. It actually looks pretty good already, but maybe I want to move this slightly outwards. Just a bit. Okay, cool. So remembering that moving up and down in this view is essentially moving in and out of this view over here. Okay, so it doesn't actually depend. They're not connected in a way. Okay, another thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I can have this line over here. So I'm going to go ahead and create fit point spline. One over here and one. So imagine if this was a line vertically downwards. So maybe somewhere here. And what I want to do is from the top view, as you can see, it's a bit inside. I just want to bring this a little bit outside, just out of curiosity, and let's see what it does, right? Now I'm going to go ahead, and come back to the right view. I'm going to go ahead and press finish sketch. And what I want to try doing is actually I want to try and use this sweep in this case. And we can use the sweep by sweeping this profile over here. And spoilers, it probably won't let me do that, but let's try it out anyways. I'm going to use this as a profile. I'm going to use this as the path and this as the guide rail. So if we go to Surface, Sweep, it's going to ask us which profile we want. We want this one, ensuring that the type is path plus guide rail. The path is this one and the guide rail is this one. So it gives me an error saying that the path does not intersect the profile. In this particular case, let's just do a single path and see whether it works. So it does work. So the problem most likely that we're looking at is to do with this one over here. So if we remove the top one as the path and try and select the bottom one as the path, it still lets me do that. So there might be another issue. So because sweep is not directly working in this case, there are two options that we can do. We can either try and extract that spline over there, which we've already created in a previous video. So if I click on that surface there and look at the timeline, it's highlighting this patch over here, which means its associated sketch is this one. And you can see if I click on that sketch, it's actually giving me a sort of highlight of what we had drawn in that sketch. So I'm actually going to activate that sketch. I'm going to right click and edit sketch. I'm actually going to take Control C from that sketch. And I'm going to come back to our current sketch by clicking on one of the new splines, right clicking and edit sketch. And I'm going to press Control V. And essentially what we've done is we've grabbed an element that we've already created in a previous video and we're just reusing it. Okay, so let's finish the sketch and now let's try and use the sweep again. So sweep, and this time we want to select the actual sketch. Let's say that's the path and let's say that's the guide rail. Again, it says the profile cannot be intersected with the path. So let's take the path as this one and let's take the guide rail as this one. Again, it didn't exactly work. Let's try it one more time, and it's okay if it doesn't work. There are multiple ways of doing this. All right, I'm going to hide the bodies just in case it was selecting the actual surface rather than the sketch. Okay, so let's try sweep again. So profile is this one, path is this one, and guide rail is this one. Profile cannot be created, which is not very nice. So let's see if there's a problem with this one. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And now we're going to try and create another line from that point there. And this is a bit of a problem with 3D sketching. You're not always sure where the problem is, but we know the problem has something to do with the bottom sketch. So let's try and just make a straight line there. Finish the sketch, and we can maneuver it later on in 3D space and see what happens. So profile, path is this one, guide rail is this one. Okay, and in this case, it seems like it did do the trick, but there's a certain limitation right over here. So if I press OK, it's acting a bit funny in this direction. So let's see what would happen if I were to extend this sketch a little bit more to the right. Finish the sketch. And you can see now it's following that a little bit closer. Now, if you didn't like this, and it's completely okay if you don't, it sometimes works much better than how it just did. If you didn't like the sweep method, you can go ahead and use the loft method, where you can try and, if I bring the sketch back, you can try and loft this one, this profile with this profile, and use this one as the guide rail. So you'll probably see this a lot in the following videos as well. So I'm okay with this. Let me, if possible, I'm going to edit the sketch and just bring it back a little bit up and see what more I can do. So just a little bit above, finish the sketch. And that's actually perfect because I do want it to end somewhere over there. That's fine with me. Let me try and bring this down. No, so it doesn't like that. Cool. So what we'll do later on is we'll actually split this over here. So if I create now a new sketch, and this time what I want to do is create a similar path somewhere over here. Now remember, in a previous tutorial, we also had already made that big spline there. So if I click on this window over here, and you can see that this patch is highlighted in my timeline, which means its associated sketch is this one. So I'm going to right click on that and edit sketch. And you can see we already have this lovely spline that we've created, and of course it's three-dimensional as well. Similar to what we've just done, I'm going to copy this spline, finish the sketch, and I'm going to come back into the spline that we've just created. So edit sketch, and I'm going to paste that right over there. There we go. So we have this spline over here. We also have this spline, which we just created in the sketch just before this one, which I'm going to copy, and I can hide our previous sketch now, paste it, and there it is. So now in the same sketch, we have that spline and that spline, and we also need this spline over here. Now you can notice that this spline that we've copied in from the previous sketch actually extends all the way down till there. But we don't really want that. So what we can do is we can highlight this, go back into that sketch, and also perhaps copy this spline here. So I'm going to copy that, finish the sketch, come back into our current one, and there we go. Okay, and what we can do now, make sure nothing is selected. You're going to go to modify, break, and you just want to hover over this part here, and you can see that it's got this cross. And what this would essentially do is split that spline there into two. And there we have it. So we've got that section there, which I can delete. But for some reason, it's still not deleted this bit here. It has actually deleted it. But we can see that now that anchor has gone all the way there for some reason. So we can just very nicely move it back and try and constrain that point there to that point there. So if I use the coincident from that to that one there, and it's giving me an error which says failed to solve, please delete or okay, yes. And this is because you can see there's a constraint over here. So if you just click on that constraint and press delete, and now this is also free to move. And what we'll do now is coincide that one to that one. Now, don't worry if that sounded really complex. All we did is we copied a few sketches from a previous sketch, and it had a few constraints associated with it. We then broke the spline using another spline to cut it in a particular way based on a perpendicular spline or a spline that's intersecting into it. And then there was another constraint associated with it, which we've just deleted. That's all we've done. If that sounded a bit confusing to you, just replay what I did and take it one step at a time. You'll be fine. Okay? Cool. I'm going to go ahead and press Finish Sketch. So essentially what we have now is one sketch over here, one spline over here, one spline over here. We have two sub-splines, I would say, because ideally this spline would have been one. Now in this case, I'm going to try and sweep again, but it's very possible that the sweep will not work again. And the reason is because these two splines are different. And for a sweep, you require a smooth path or a smooth guide rail. But let's try it out anyways. So I'm going to press sweep, and again, path plus guide rail. I'm going to select that as my profile. The path I'm going to select is this one, and the guide rail I'm going to select is this one, as well as this one. Now it says the path does not intersect the profile. For best results, the path should intersect the profile. So it seems like we're getting a very similar error. And this error is usually associated, I usually experience this error when 3D sketches are involved. Not to worry, maybe we can try sweep in a different video. But for now, let's go ahead and use the Loft tool. So create Loft, and I'm going to try lofting that as one profile, because again, it's part of the same sketch, and this as another one. And we are going to use that as our rail. So I'm going to click on this rail over here, and I'm going to use that. And what that will do is allow some bit of curvature to come into play. I'm going to press OK. So essentially now, if I just rotate, you can see that it's created this beautiful curve, and it's continuous with the two other surfaces from the previous video because we've essentially used the exact same sketch from before. Previously, what I used to do before making this tutorial series, I would not copy paste. I would just create an approximate sketch. I would create an approximate new spline that would mimic what the previous surface was doing. But that is an approximation, and it's not actually the real sketch. Now in this case, why this works a little bit better and is a bit more continuous and more beautiful is because it's the exact same spline that we used in a previous video. And therefore, when eventually we would want to thicken the surface, there would be a higher probability that it would succeed because all the surfaces are actually touching each other rather than being approximately touching each other. If that doesn't make sense yet, don't worry. Hopefully you're following along to the videos. So now one more thing I want to do before I end the video is just cut some of this excess off. So I'm going to create a sketch, again on the side plane. Create a spline from here to here. So I'm going to choose this as one and this one as another one. Okay, and there we go. And maybe we can also do this one over here, but I believe that can be done a little bit later. What I want to do is primarily just clean up this stuff over here. I'm wondering where we could cut this surface off. So that it has a smoother effect. So let's leave that surface there for now. And what we can do is in a later video, when we actually cut this like this, we can try and use this surface over here to then extend even further. That can come in the next video. So I'm going to finish sketch for now, and I'm going to trim using this tool here, and I'm going to trim this section away and press OK. And now if I hide this sketch over here, there we have it. So we have a beautiful side that we have swept and lofted. So if you notice, we didn't use a single patch in this particular video. But again, don't feel like you don't have to use patch. Please feel free to use whatever works for you. I usually do a mixture of sweep, loft, and patch. Primarily loft and patch I use, and in some cases, sweep works really well as well. So hopefully you've got some new tools under your sleeve now, and try and finish whatever you can with the rest of these tools, because that's most probably what I'm also going to do. But that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very, very much. Hopefully you learned something new in this video. In the next video, we might tackle this section over here. So going from there to there. Actually, no, that might be a bit tricky to do because we need to do the back before we can tackle that. So we might work on the side profile here, which might also leak into the back profile. But yes, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully you have a great rest of the week, and hopefully I'll release another video this week. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day. See you soon. Take care.